So we've already done my bucket list thing, and now we're going to do James's bucket list thing. We're heading off to Rawlina, and so this will be probably the last bit of civilization we see for a while. We've got a little bit of bitumen, then we go gravel.
Well, here we are, Friday afternoon. We have left Kalgoorlie and we are on the Trans-Access road heading towards Rawlina. We currently have the tyres set to 28 psi all around. As you can see, we're doing 100 k's an hour, and we've got about another 400 and so k's of this to go. All good fun.
So, here are the guys doing their evening duties, doing the dishes.
So I can do dishes.
And who said you can't?
Everyone.
Oh, is that right? Is that a measure of competence, or just that they think you don't do dishes at all?
No, my normal trick is when the dishes are dirty, I buy new ones.
Oh, really?
That's your answer to everything, then. You might want to look into that.
We are 67 kilometres outside of Rawlina, and as you can see, we're getting close to the desert. We are on the edge of the Nullarbor, and there is absolutely nothing around here.
Well, this is Rawlina, as used by the Indian Pacific. First thing I could see from the distance was that water tower. That's all I could see. But as I got closer, of course, I come to the actual railway station. So Rawlina is used as a stopover for the Indian Pacific. They stop here during the day for lunches and in the evening for evening meals, depending which direction they're going in the time of the year. But during the time while we're camping here, we notice that the trains come through on average every hour or so, and usually half an hour later another train will come back in the opposite direction. But while the Indian Pacific sits here, there's no danger of any trains coming, so they must have that worked out somehow.
So did you just spot the Connie Sue?
The Connie Sue?
Yeah, the Connie Sue.
No, I did not.
Should be just over there somewhere.
Okay. I don't know what I'm looking for. All I do know is that... So when we saw these buildings from the train, I actually thought that they were all still functional, but this building's not in use anymore. So, I don't know what it ever was, but it appears to not be being used anymore. That was loud. And it's not like I've never seen a train before. Not like I've never seen those particular drones before, because I've filmed them down in Port Augusta plenty of times. But this is the first time I've ever filmed it in Rolina. Well, it's not every day that a horse walks into your campsite and decides to stay. We found out afterwards that this horse's name is Sue, and she belongs to the only permanent resident still living in Rolina. The horse did actually come back to our campfire later and stayed. She's just a very friendly horse. You want to see what I'm doing on my computer, do you?
Oh no,
I'm not so sure that you'd be interested in me copying my files, but you still seem to want to hang around. Well, this sucks. When James made his plan, he saw what looked like the route through to Cockabiddy. So we had planned that we'd come to Rolina station, which is where we were last night, and that we would then go to Cockabiddy via this. But it turns out that there's a gate here and you can't go through without permission, and we don't have permission. James is trying to find the owner to ask for permission, but that's not going to happen. So essentially, we came all the way here for nothing. We're going to turn back. Mind you, it was pretty exciting. Rolina was certainly an interesting place to be, but obviously we're not going to be able to go any further than this. That's a bugger. There is a road further back that goes to Balladonia, but it's a long way back. Basically we're just doubling back. So as you can see, we are absolutely miles from anything. Chance of anyone coming along this road is nil. You can see we are literally in the middle of nowhere, and unfortunately James has got a flat tyre. We're trying to change the tyre, but the real problem is getting the tyre out of the back. It's turning out to be a real nightmare. We are 160 kilometres from the nearest road, which doesn't sound too bad, but it would take us all day to get there. And so if James pops another tyre between now and then, it'll take me 3 days to return with another tyre. So that's why we're now going to have to be very, very careful. And as for going down to the coast, not even an option. It's just too dangerous. Yeah, but you've got to now unhook the chain, which is a bit challenging. But so this is the tyre in question, and unfortunately it was staked through the sidewall.
Yeah, so that's why I didn't want to lower it all the way to ground so I could turn it. And
you may not believe it, but the tool that saved the day was the tomahawk. Because without the tomahawk we wouldn't have got the wheel off. It sucks, but that's the way it goes.
get in there, you fuck.
The poor Terry's under the vehicle now trying to get the spare back in place.
Oh, yeah.
It's turning out to be an absolute pig. God help if it's the rear tyre that goes down.
Go Jones, start raising the bitch. Right way? Yeah. Pretty sure that's how it was supposed to be.
Here's James.
Oh, hang on. Going down a couple of chains. Well, thank God for Terry. We just lost half an hour with a punctured front right sidewall. So, if it wasn't for Mr. Muscles sitting next to me, I would not have gotten the tyre off the car or replaced. Hopefully we can get another spare, but it makes the trips cut short because I'm not going to do Baxter Cliffs or head down to Twilight Cove without a spare. And as you can see, we're being a lot more careful with the line because one more fuck up, we're done.
Well, something you don't normally have to deal with on a normal road is having to deal with gates, but because we're going through private property in order to get to Cockabiddy, we just have to work our way through the various gates. We've been through the dingo-proof fence. This is just a normal fence, but poor Terry has to keep getting out of the vehicle and dealing with the gates for us.
We are approximately 60 kilometres in a straight line from Cockabiddy.
Okay, so 60 kilometres at the current speed, which is about 10 kilometres an hour. That'll take us 6 hours. And
with an average speed of about 20 to 30 kilometres. We should be there by about 2, maybe 3 in the afternoon.
so we better stop for lunch pretty soon. But also you're a bit optimistic because I'm not seeing that on my speedo.
We are heading west towards Norseman on the Eyre highway. We are about 400 k's out. The computer's telling me I've got a range of 427. It's going to be fun. That's one person working. That's the other person working.
So the next campsite we're going to has got no firewood. So we're collecting some firewood now. Cracked, but obviously they're still a little bit stiff.
Now the weight of the wheels now hanging on it.
Ah. It's too hard to think it tight unless we wobble.
Oh, I can't. I'll balance at the moment. I'm going to just stand up.
Just try wiggling the wheel a bit there, Terry, and yeah, like that. Yeah, so we decided to do it here rather than wait till we get to the camp because at least here it's nice and clean. Terry's going to have to lie on the bitumen again, but at least it's not lying on the dirt.
You can dust off.
Yep.
You can't. Yeah.
Is it clean though? I think it is clean. Alright, so I won't film this because I'm going to have to give Terry a hand. So. Okay, so I'm on the road to Peak Charles. I'm guessing that over there is Peak Charles. Quite spectacular. At the moment I'm just standing here for a bit, letting James catch up with me because he's behind me quite a long ways, and I think he stopped to let his tyres down, so that means that he'll be even longer. But anyway, I'll probably push on. So this is the Peak Charles campsite. Guys are setting themselves up. Yeah, the scenery is quite spectacular. But the campsite itself is actually in really good condition. I'm inclined to say that a lot of the work is fairly new. Toilets are in excellent condition, and the reason I think it's new is because it's not covered in bird shit. There's a huge area over here where like 20 people could easily sit down and eat a meal. No bird shit on anything. Normally the birds nest in such places, so yeah, it's got to be fairly new.
On top of a mountain. It's not Bluff Knoll is higher, but this was a lot harder to get up.
This is a bit of a luxury. We don't normally have this much water. Today we do. And I want to show you my Pat Pending Bulldog Billy Dipper. It allows me to lift the belly, thus. And then when I'm ready to pour, I simply attach that to that. And thus, pour it. Is that cool enough for you now?
Bit more, please.
A bit more. More? You want more?
Bit more, please.
Still. There's no pleasing some people.
In the bucket.
Right. So, my pack pending, although a bit of it. It's the last camp, the last night, our last fire, although we'll use it again in the morning for our breakfast, but it's our last campfire. What do you think?
At the moment, I'm thinking I can't wait to get home.
Let me guess. First priority, a shower?
No.
Really?
Yes. First priority will be to clean the putty cat.
Alright, and then a shower.
And then one hell of a shower and a deep scrub and a swim and a bath and probably a few layers of methylated spirits to help break off the mud.
Righto. We certainly did get caked in mud. Today when I washed my hands in the toilets, I'll tell you what, the water was coming out red. And I said to Terry, I said, look how much rubbish. I mean, yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah, I just checked to see if my hands were bleeding.
Yeah. But after I washed my hands when we got to this campsite, oh my God, I'm a white fella.
Yeah.
Didn't know that.
Just like my favourite clothes, I'm not going to bother washing. I'm just going to
burn them. Yeah, righto.
Well, don't wait. I've got a fire here for you.
Yeah. But I'd rather he didn't burn them while he's still wearing them. And I definitely don't want him to take them off. I mean, yes, I have a hippie past. Spent a bit of time in nudist colonies, but not overly excited about seeing James naked.
Yeah, thank God this isn't smell-o-vision.
Yes, it's true. Well, we're all guilty. We're all overdue for a shower.
So true.
I always find that the last fire is always a sad fire because you always know that this is the last one, and that tomorrow we're heading home. Now the thing is, the adventure's not over yet because getting home is still part of the adventure. We've got 50 kilometres of four-wheel drive track just to get out to the civilised bitumen. So it's not over yet. But tomorrow we'll be cooking breakfast and then on the same fire, and then that'll be that. We'll be on our way home. It's beautiful, crisp, clean air outside. It's a lovely campsite. And there's Terry now.
You got a... You board this my class?
Started by itself. That's always a bonus.